Going to open the meeting for the Carver Conservation Commission for January 4th, 2017. Sorry, a little space warp here. Okay, order of business. Minutes for November 30th. We haven't been meeting very often lately, and so we have a lot of sort of old, aged things. Okay, let's go over those minutes and see if we can dispose of them. Okay.
No, it got canceled.
Why
Pratt.
not? Because we didn't have it?
Right, it got canceled.
Oh, because we had an.
Or whatever. Right, right,
I guess the older person couldn't
right. I forget who was that. I think it was the ad, yeah.
I was thinking it was the board. Even though it doesn't really exist. That's okay. We're gonna kick him off. We don't want him.
So anyone see a need to amend, alter the minutes?
No.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of November 30th, 2016 as written.
I'll second that.
been moved and seconded to approve the minutes for November 30th, 2016 as written. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Passed unanimously. Okay, let's see, so, hearing at 7:15. I just want to mention that I had Brooke pass out a notice, a two-page notice, and you'll see that inside on the second page, there's a mention of a hearing at Lakeville on Monday, February 6th at 9 o'clock about the Global Warming Solutions Act, which the Department of Environmental Protection is going to be taking into effect. And we'll talk about some of the things that they're going to do. So it might be interesting to go to. I will definitely plan on going.
So that's the DEP, that's the air pollution?
Well,
Group at DEP, yeah, the air
Yeah.
pollution division or whatever it is.
Well,
That
it's
sounds
all
like-
there to say environmental protection of all
Yeah.
sorts, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's,
But
you can see there's
emissions.
different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the air pollution is a lot of the methane,
Yeah.
hexafluoride, so on and so forth. But emissions from power plants. Okay. Annual increasing percentage of power from clean energy solutions.
Well, the methane ones, that would be like landfills and stuff probably.
Well, yeah, but also methane is from leaking natural gas too.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
cows.
Not just that, but leaking gas lines.
Yeah,
Yeah, they had something like 25% of the gas that comes into Massachusetts leaks out. It's
Oh.
not burned. That's one reason why the companies have been pushing to try and get the new pipelines. And the response by
yeah.
environmentalists is to say, just, hey, fix your lines.
right, right.
And, because otherwise they can just keep billing the customer for the
Yeah.
gas even though they're not getting to use
Yeah.
it. Okay, so, oh, we still got a few minutes. Good. Can't pass them. There's also this other greening your community, cost-effective LED
Yeah,
solutions.
That was something I got, I didn't know, it had a couple good little things in it. And then there's a new list, or an updated list for conservation people, but I don't know if it's gonna, we might go back to the old one again.
Right.
rate.
Right.
I think
We'll
it just
see.
added the new person, but.
So, I'm in touch with the town buildings people in an effort to get the fluorescent fixtures in the town hall.
Oh, those lights
town
you were
buildings.
talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to install tubes in a fluorescent fixture. They can go right into the existing fluorescent fixtures, but they actually furnish light from LEDs that are in the tubes. And there's other advantages. The tubes are plastic, so they don't break like a typical glass fluorescent tube. They don't have the mercury problem that fluorescent tubes have. And they last a lot longer. And I think their life expectancy is like 22 years.
Yeah.
And the cost of the electricity is about a third of what the older tubes, the regular
Yeah.
tubes do. So
Definitely worth
it would be,
Worth getting.
the Concord Electric in Plymouth is one of the dealers for them, as well as Home Depot carrying them. So I've installed some in my house to kind of see what they're like. You can get them with a warm light as well,
Oh,
which is, and they are much brighter than the old
Yeah.
tubes, so. Okay, maybe we'll have a visit to the Noun House to see. Okay. Still want to wait.
so, Savory said he went by Benny's today, and he put up a fence and stuff. Remember they were supposed to come to us and file for all this stuff? And this, like, doing more stuff. So we probably need to take a ride by and remind them. They were gonna go, they had an engineer that they were working with, that they were waiting to, do the notice of intent and. But, anyway. Another one to chase down.
I think we need Mr. Putin to come here and handle our enforcement. You, Siberia. I'll start reading the announcement. It'll take that long. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Mass Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, that a public hearing will be held at 7:15 p.m. on Wednesday, January 4th, 2017, in Meeting Room 1 at the Carver Town Hall, to hear the notice of intent for the construction of a single-family dwelling with associated subsurface sewage disposal system, driveway, utilities, and grading within the 65-foot and 100-foot buffer zone to wetland resource area bordering vegetated wetland, which is the cranberry bog. Applicant is requesting a variance from the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, Section 921, 3, subsection 3, for all activities, that is, well installation, driveway, garage utilities within the 65-foot buffer protected under the bylaw. The project is located at 32 Bow Street, Carver, Massachusetts, map 110, lot A-A. All interested parties invited to attend. Copies of all plans, filings, and pertinent documents are available at the Conservation Commission office.
Could you please sign in on the footnote?
So, please proceed.
Thank you. Good evening, Brian Grady, GAF Engineering, here with Mark and Julie Walker, who are present. As a summary for the project that you just read, they're looking to construct a new single-family home. The dwelling occurs within the 100-foot buffer zone to the adjacent cranberry bog. I believe most of you have been or have seen the site. Other activities occurring within the buffer zone are the installation of the well, associated utilities, and the access driveway and underground electric. The septic system is located just outside of the buffer zone, adjacent to the rear property line. We have requested, you have a revised letter tonight requesting the variances for the driveway within the 65-foot buffer zone and construction of the dwelling within 100 feet of the cranberry bog. And if we can respond to any questions.
Okay. This is a little unusual. Normally, we don't, I mean, this house is totally within 100 feet, right? And it's as well as the driveway there, but I understand the layout of the land dictates this, so that's the thing.
Yeah, it's a 13.5 acre lot. Approximately half of that is cranberry bogs, yes.
Right. Right. And there really isn't that much better place to put it, because that whole strip along the bog is about the same distance from the bog to the property line.
Correct, right. That width's pretty uniform, you're right.
Mhm. There was a question as to whether you would be expecting to pave the dike road, and we really didn't feel it, no. Good. So, but the driveway, possibly. Could that be left, say, outside the 65-foot, before the 65-foot, within the 65-foot? Could that be left gravel and then pave the section just that's between 65 and 100? That's a little bib there. So,
What is your intention to leave that gravel?
Leave it gravel.
Yeah.
okay, good. That's reassuring. Thanks. Now, will this be your new residence then?
Yes, it will.
Are you still operating the bog, or is the angling?
No, we are.
So. Well, we walked it, and we assumed that the stakes were what they were.
The little
Might
flags.
ask you in the future, if you put them out again, they'd just be noted, house corner, that's all.
Yeah, there's
That's
just the
pretty clear.
flags. That's what we saw, yeah.
I don't have any other questions. Savory?
No, not really. It's, I don't know what precedent has been set for other dwellings being built completely within the 100 feet of a cranberry bog, which is clearly in our bylaws that, the variance is necessary. I know that there had been some discussion that this was more likely to be allowed if the person owning the dwelling also owned the cranberry bogs. But is there precedent set?
Well, we have that as a precedent over on Meadow Street. There was a case of this. However, about 2 years ago, the owner of the house and bogs sold the house, and we were not really informed about that until later. And it's a bit of a quandary, because the house is much closer than it would be if it were, and yet it's under separate ownership. And so,
So it was allowed because they were the bog owners originally?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right, allowed because they bog owners
Yeah.
originally.
So are you maybe implementing that they stay together as a,
Yes,
a set?
as a unit, this property should, the house and bog will be one lot.
is that a stipulation that we make?
Well, yes, we should make.
Except
but
that it
I
was-
believe we made it before.
Mm.
So, gonna have to look into that other case.
Which would be a
on Meadow
problem if he
Street.
did go to sell it, and, you know.
Yeah. I mean, things happen. We never know what's
Yeah.
ahead, and sometimes,
You're never gonna move, are you?
We're not planning to.
Okay. You can't.
Well, my assumption is that, you know, if someone purchasing these homes, you know, going back a few years ago, a lot of the cranberry growers had to cut off Form A properties,
right.
Right.
sell them. Someone builds a house next to a bog, they're not associated with the activities
Mm.
that may occur on a bog. So the first time a helicopter shows up, that person in their new home is, hey, what's going on? So in this instance, someone coming in the future, you know, they know the bog's there. It's right there at their front yard. So they, you know, it's not going to be a surprise to anyone.
Right, right, so, yeah, that's the big thing, that just to make sure that they, to all intents and purposes, they will remain in the same ownership, the bog and the house lot. So, but I don't know what we'll do about that other one on Meadow Street. Little questions. I don't have anything else to say. Jen, do you have a?
Only that I'm unclear about connecting the two.
Yeah, how do we,
How do
go-
we, yeah,
how do we go about doing
legally
that?
can do that.
Um,
Are we, is that within our perimeter?
I think so, yes.
You know,
Because of the
there's-
fact that it's, the reason we're allowing it to be built in this position
Is
is
because
because it will stay.
its ownership is
Yes, right.
linked to the bog?
Right. And the other cutting off of Form A lots always meant that they had to be 100 feet from the bog. And then we had that
Mm.
fiasco, which I don't think you guys were on.
Yes,
On,
this is
there's a one on Meadow Street there where
It's one big lot.
Which
there
includes
was
the
some
library. lot.
bad surveying done. The house was appropriately
I know,
100
I'm just,
feet and 6 inches from the bog, but when they measured the distance from the street, it was only 40 feet. And the surveying crew just moved the stakes back 10 feet, which made it too close to the bog.
should we consult the legal end aspect before we do this?
I don't think so. We've done it before, and it's standard.
We have
yeah.
done it?
Yeah, there's a house also down as you go to, in the Miles Standish.
Okay.
That's back behind bogs, and the same thing, it's paired with the bogs there.
How much frontage do you have on
This
Bow
is
Street?
one big lot, it's not like a.
I think it's about 190 feet, it was certainly 150.
All right. But there's enough there to, if at some point you wanted to determine or create a rear lot, that could be done?
You know, if it's 100, if it's
100.
190,
It's
the
150
lot
and
would mean 150 and then 40 for the rear lot, so that would suffice, yeah.
So the question is, you know, my concern is if
Somebody
they
did want to split them.
split it and create a rear lot,
Yeah.
is there another home that would go closer up there to the, you know, on another parcel? How do we prevent that from happening?
Is the house that's on the former house that you lived in, or is that the one you're living in now? But is that considered part of the bog property also?
No.
Or is that's separated now?
Oh,
It always was.
It always was, okay, I didn't realize that.
Well, we separated it before it was built. We separated it as a retreat
Yeah.
before we built it.
yeah, I think on, if you look on the,
Okay,
yeah, on the locust there.
Right.
I think that, doesn't it show the one big, that's the one big lot, right?
Yeah, I don't
That
think you
map,
can
yeah.
have two retreat lots adjacent to each other. Is that how the zoning
And
works?
then where his house is this one of these separate ones up here.
But any other home, if it were proposed for this property, would certainly be within 100 feet as well.
Mm.
So at that point, you could say, well, you know, you can't have two own, it's not going to be owner occupied, you know, the point you're making now.
Right,
So that second one wouldn't comply with that provision.
Right.
right. But I don't know how binding that provision would ever be. And that's, I think, what your concern is as well, Jen.
yeah,
So, I think that we should probably ask somebody about that, because it certainly isn't in our bylaws to mandate that.
So probably an inquiry to town council then?
So I would do that to see if that can be part of the order of conditions.
That's what I,
Yeah.
Say that the owner would have to be the,
Yeah, both for the homeowner's protection and for ours.
Right. It's, yeah, it's not so much what you might do, but what somebody else might come in, look at this and say, oh, I'm gonna do this and that and so on, you know. There's always somebody who's willing to take another activity and stretch it a little and try and find a way to get around things. So in that case, what we should probably do is continue the hearing
All right?
and go for, and tomorrow, check with the planner and get the authorization to talk to council.
okay. To put something in there to say that this has to remain
Right.
under the ownership of the bog owner.
if we can do that.
I believe we can, but
Okay.
it's just to be sure.
Does that make sense to you, Brian?
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it, by nature of the way we set it up, because we had talked to GAF originally, and it was recommended that we could subdivide and ask for you guys to give a waiver to do that. We didn't
Yeah.
want to subdivide it. We wanted to be part of the farm.
Oh,
So just by
okay.
the nature of the condition that you would allow us to do it,
Yeah,
that's the way it is.
yeah.
Right.
So, so,
it's
This
a
is
whole-
what we understood, but we'd just like to check and make sure that it's okay.
so yours is the whole 13-acre lot, which includes the whole bog, in which they could have, like he said, they could have subdivided, but they chose not to. So actually, by keeping it the 13 acres, and they don't subdivide it, you wouldn't be able to put another house in there. Right? So I don't think they'd be able to anyway. If they keep it the 13 acres and don't subdivide it.
Right.
Which
Unless
they-
we
which-
change lot sizes and things like that, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, again, you have the frontage issue.
yeah,
Mm.
but,
Brian,
So-
is there 190 feet of frontage, or is it, because if there's 189 feet of frontage, then it's a non-issue, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't,
Should be, yeah.
Yeah.
so you wouldn't be able to get another one anyway.
So is it-
Right.
That's right.
Right. Oh, in that case, then he'd never be able to get another lot anyway, because he wouldn't have the amount of frontage for 2 lots.
well, you only need 40 feet for a rear lot.
For a rear lot, yeah.
See, so you could split it to under 50 and 40.
If they have 190.
If we have 138, we would never be able to do it unless we change the bylaw to 38 for a retreat.
Mm.
Actually, yeah, 176.96.
176?
So they don't have enough.
So it doesn't-
All right, so they could
Enough
not,
frontage.
So it's
they
a
could not
non-issue.
establish a rear lot
Right, so it's a non-issue.
on that property. But I still think that we need to check with council to see if you can connect
Okay.
the
Lock in that situation.
home with the bog.
And
Oh, okay.
and maybe at the same time, we then could check about the one off of Meadowsea, which I think is a Tsiolkowski or something. I'll look it up with you.
Oh, okay,
253 Meadow, I think maybe.
okay.
It's coming back to that. And, so,
That was probably a while ago, that was old.
it was, well, only about 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh.
While we have it open, I know we're gonna continue it, but is there anything else we wanted to discuss?
I didn't have it down.
What's that?
I don't have it.
I think the driveway was one.
What about
Right.
the road itself?
No, they're not gonna pave the dike road.
Not the dike road?
No.
No, gravel. And the other driveway at the side of the house is just for guests and, overflow. The driveway that doesn't go into the garage. That's adjacent to the house. That's just for overflow guests.
Yeah.
Big parties. So, okay, so move to continue?
I make a motion that we continue the hearing
Wait a
on,
minute.
Wait a minute.
Anybody in the audience?
Oh, I didn't-
oh,
Is
I think we
Steve?
do.
You have gone with public or no?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No.
Oh, well,
Well, okay, go ahead if you have something to say. If you wanted to wait until the continued hearing, but go ahead and say it to me. Yeah, go ahead.
you might as well,
Are you folks involved also with this hearing?
Yeah, you're allowed to.
Okay. And the same thing, you're also in a butter?
oh, come on.
I have a day job.
They're a blast.
Good evening. My name is Steve Pratt. I live at 16 Weston Street. I guess I'm a little, just looking to get some clarification on some things, because I'm confused by what Mr. Moore indicated about a rear lot, because it was my understanding that the placement of the house was actually rear of Bow Street. It was further in. So I guess I need to know where, I would like to know where this is, because I'm right behind the pump house. So,
Here's the Bow Street
yep.
entrance, the proposed house is way
Okay,
back.
so this is a rear lot. It's
Well,
all the
it's-
way down, almost to, what, the cul-de-sac at Bolton. The house is located all the way down there. So the road, the driveway, access for this is on Bow Street.
Yes.
And it's over the existing farm road that runs past the pump house between the bog and the pond. And then it runs all the way through all the houses along Weston Street until it gets back to Bolton. So when we,
No, the road comes off of, the driveway comes off of Bolton Street,
Bow Street.
Bow
no,
Street.
Bow Street.
I'm sorry, Bow Street, yeah. The driveway
Right.
comes off of Bow Street. Doesn't have anything to do with Bolton or Weston.
No, where the house is located is at the end of the cul-de-sac where Bolton is.
Closer to it, yes.
It's closer to
Closer to
Bolton Street,
Than it is to Bow Street, is that what you're saying?
probably.
That really doesn't, it doesn't really matter. It's not a rear lot because there is not a house already in existence. So, and we're not subdividing the lot, so it is the house for 32 Bow Street.
I understand. I do understand it's a 13.5 acre lot.
Yeah.
They're putting it somewhere on that, but my question is, and we talk about, now there's just an existing farm road that goes around the bogs. Now we're going to have a gravel surface road coming off of Bow Street all the way
Wrapping around.
parallel with Weston Street all the way to the house. So my question is that ever going to be paved?
No,
They said
Okay, it's
that-
never going to be paved. There's going to be underground electric utilities coming from Bow Street?
yes.
There's going to be gas line coming from Bow Street or no gas?
No.
Okay. So my concern is that the road that's there right now is only used, when harvesting, and then, during that, and during the winter months, the pond is used obviously to freeze the bog. What happens when that road surface is used by service vehicles, whether it be sanitation or other utilities, UPS, FedEx? Are they going to be driving down that road, which runs, you have to take a right turn at my property line to get to the house? And there's no barriers, there's nothing between the bogs.
You don't live on Bow Street.
I live on Weston Street, my
Right.
backyard.
Yeah, but they won't be turning at your house. They'll be turning off of Bow Street to come to the house along the same driveway.
And
that these
at the
people
back
use.
side of my property is where they have to turn.
Well, they're following the driveway that's laid out on their property.
I understand. So my concern is now we have vehicles going through there that weren't going through there before, and it's gonna be abutting my property and everybody else's property along Weston Street.
I'm sorry, I don't see that you have,
Weston Street.
it's their property.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
the driveway's laid out for, yes, initially for use of
What he's
bog
talking about is,
vehicles.
yeah,
But
this
it's
right
their
here,
road to use.
actually.
Okay, so as long as it's a gravel road, as long as
basically this
that
right here.
satisfies the conservation.
Right.
And that satisfies,
Right here.
because I want Mark and Julie back, don't get me wrong. They've been great neighbors, her dad was a great neighbor. I have no problem, I just want to understand so that when somebody asks me why there's vehicles driving behind our houses on Weston, we can have an explanation, because you won't be able to see the house from my house. It'll be way down in the corner, but you will see the traffic. And so that's what I want to understand. I'm glad some of my neighbors are here as well. So, and then because of the fact that this is gonna be a single lot, it's not gonna, a single house, it's not gonna be subdivided, so there's not gonna be a concern of other houses coming back towards,
Correct, there's only one
well,
house
it's
gonna be
as
built.
far back as probably it can go and almost, and no more houses will be put back there. Okay. I guess that's all the questions I had. I appreciate your time.
If, once it's completed, if people question about it, it's- they're getting deliveries the same way you get deliveries at your house. It's just the way the road comes into their house.
No, I understand.
Different than the road
I
coming into
understand.
yours.
I wouldn't want to plow it in the wintertime, Mark. So, all right, thank you.
We did a site walk today, and along that area from the bog to where the woods are, there seemed to be an elevation change where it goes uphill a little bit. So that, maybe not as far down as the pump house where you live, but the closer they get to where the house is going to be, it seemed to be a little bit higher. So you may not see those
For
headlights.
whatever reason, and I don't know why, we'd have to go back 40 years to figure out why they laid out the property, but my lot 66A jogs towards the pond, which is the only one that jogs towards it. Everybody else is, stepped back a little bit. So
Yeah, we don't have a,
maybe if I had been more straight, it would have been less of an issue. So,
You
thank
have an angle at the end of your property?
Yeah, 66A.
Okay,
goes
I
right.
s- I see it
It's
here.
on map 111, right?
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
thanks, Steve, sorry.
Anybody else?
I think somebody else might wanna talk.
You fellows have a question?
I'm just curious, I mean, I've been in the town now for 2 years, I'm just curious where it's gonna be in regards to my house, I know what my lot is and everything. That's
Well,
all.
why don't you come up and take
Chances
a,
are it's gonna be well.
You can
far-
come
why
up
don't you come up and take a look at the map?
Yeah,
I
come on.
really have,
Yeah, he's got,
to come up?
yeah.
Well, if you, then you'll know.
Look at the map.
We don't have room service here.
You might want to ask him what you're, tell him where you are, what
Here's
number
the
you are.
assessor's map, if you can identify yourself on the assessor's map a little better.
I know I'm, lot 111-147.
Are you on Weston Street?
I'm on Bow Street, number 33.
Okay, so you'd be across the street probably,
111 is over here.
because this is on the even side.
That
Yes.
side of Bow Street?
Oh, you got that too. I was just gonna say, bring this up might be easier to find it.
Yeah, so
So-
111's over here.
Yep, go ahead.
Yep, 111's right there.
Yeah, so the house lot is way back here.
Okay, that's what I assumed.
Yeah,
I
it's
know the
way-
size of the
it's
lot.
like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's back in this corner.
yeah.
This is Bow Street here.
It's probably,
The 30-foot.
it's probably
The bogs are
between,
here.
it's probably, this is,
and it's
this
back
is,
in the corner.
this
I
is
don't think that'll,
two Weston right here. Okay. So it's kind of like right behind two Weston, it looks like, or between two Weston and one Bolton maybe.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah, it looks like right there.
That's 7 Bolton.
Oh, it's seven, I'm sorry.
That's me.
Oh, that's you. Okay, so it's kind of behind you then. It's like right there.
So,
What's the,
is that you there?
Yeah.
2-58?
that's me,
Mhm. Okay, yep, so it's
52 feet away.
52 feet from the rear property line, yep.
What's the, building, what's the setback for?
Setback requirement is
think it's
50 feet
50.
for the
Oh,
rear.
okay.
Yeah,
50
is that
from the rear,
considered
30 from the side.
that's the rear,
Right,
yeah.
50
yeah.
50 from the front.
30 if
it's a
it's
13
side
acre
yard,
and it's
so
one
we-
house, so it's not like a
but that would
subdivision
make it
going
closer.
in.
Right, no.
No,
But we've called that.
and
a
that's
rear.
one of the concerns they want. And then they can't, because they can't, they don't have frontage
Yeah,
and
they
they
don't
don't
have the
have.
frontage. right?
Well, do you know your lot number or where you are?
Right,
You know
nice
what I mean?
part, yeah.
He's the big one.
Is there any issue of it not being tarred
here's your
because of the
corner of
fire
your
engines
lot.
that might have to come in?
I don't know, that's what Brian, company that should be. So the variance for the 65? Fire engines could still get in there as long as it's wide.
The setback to the
It picked
cranberry bog.
about,
It's in great shape though, actually.
To put the driveway within the 65
Can-
feet to the cranberry bog.
If we need more information, the assessor's maps are still available. They're in the open rack up the end of the hallway. If we,
Yeah, no, I think
Okay.
we've determined where they
Okay.
are, yep.
they are, okay, thank you.
is 65 feet.
You can ask
Mhm.
Brian.
Yep, and green is 100. yep.
As far as, fire engines, I mean, there's no need for something to be paved for
No.
fire engine, right?
it's a brush breaker.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
wetland.
yeah.
And the bylaws
They treat it
also
like
do
a-
not allow, without a
But
variance,
they,
structures within 100
a normal
feet
fire
of
truck would be able to go in.
Right.
That's flat,
Right.
relatively dry, so on and so forth.
And if they don't have the variance, do they have enough
No,
land to do this with?
no, because the back of their house is 52 feet, and that's got to be 50. So they're putting it pretty much the only place they can.
Unless we could get determined, yeah, we're right there.
Mhm.
So that's your, this large lot there, right?
So
Yep.
it's 257.
Yeah, this is your corner.
So what does the distance have to be between my existing well and
100
the
feet.
proposed septic?
We're 210 feet, it's gotta be 100.
100.
It's gotta be 100.
Mhm. So we exceed that.
Okay.
Did you have any more questions now that you saw what it's gonna be? No?
Just reassuring to know, right? Okay. So now we can move for continuance, right?
Okay.
All right, I'll move that we continue the hearing at 32 Bow Street until we get a determination on on including the comprehensive bog and home
Yep.
ownership in the order of conditions.
Yep.
I'll second that.
Ideally, this will be in 2 weeks, so we can have a
Right.
meeting,
Yep.
January 18th.
Yep.
And I second that if,
Okay, so it's been
Didn't
moved
hear
and
that.
seconded to continue this hearing till January 18th.
Yep.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye?
aye.
Any opposed? Pass unanimously. Okay, so-
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a quick question. I probably should have asked it before
Good.
you just continued it. But I'm confused at why you have to have a vote about the ownership of the house in the bog when we
Bless
don't
you.
meet, bless you, when we don't meet any bylaws that would allow us to separate it.
I'm not sure, Juliet. We just want to make sure that we are legitimate in saying that the bog and house are to be considered joined and not to be parted legally. Because we had another situation that we're now just beginning to look into.
Basically,
That's-
sorry, no precedence.
Right.
Isn't Dick Ward's property a mixed-use property where he has his house on his bogs? Isn't that the same, similar situation as to what this is gonna be?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, oh,
No.
okay, it used to be, yeah.
It used to be, yes, but it's been, the bogs have been transferred to his son, to Steve. And,
But his house is still there.
Yeah,
There's
that-
hundreds of folks around town.
Yeah.
But I know, we understand.
Right.
well, his house is a good, his house is probably close to 600 yards from the bog in question.
Oh, no, right, no, I was thinking.
So it's
just
not
the
even 100
mixed-use
feet?
part
Yeah.
of it, is what I'm saying.
So probably we need a
Right.
piece of land.
It's, it's just something that happened in Carver, and all of a sudden, we're facing, up in, what's it, Halifax? I can't remember I guess it's Halifax, maybe there's an area where they have no setback restrictions really, no separate bylaw like Carver has, and houses are 25 feet from the bog, and they basically, the bog owner, I guess, just said, I can't operate on those conditions, and he's abandoned the bogs.
Mm.
So,
I mean, you figure Carver, for some reason Carver put it in their bylaw. That,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For some reason, because that must have been happening a lot.
well,
that,
we
you know,
wanted to protect
Right,
the wetlands of
Yeah.
that, and so to allow houses in that location.
right, but to
meant
keep
that-
it within the bog,
Yeah,
part of the bog.
but, always a little surprise around the corner.
Sorry, just a little uncharted.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
So you guys, we'll see everybody in 2 weeks, if you so wish.
So probably be the only thing we'll have on.
Yeah,
Okay.
and,
Thank you.
yeah, we may,
Probably should have the last one, but-
Was there anything else on the?
No.
Oh, no, Walred. We still have another agenda. Okay.
We the continued one from Walrit.
Yeah,
That was one that we didn't know file number last time.
Yeah.
The after the fact wall.
yes.
okay, so which we,
There won't be anybody here for this, so we'll just close it and issue the order.
Okay.
Be pretty easy since it's already done.
What do we need to do?
This last one.
This one, it got continued because we didn't have a file number, so you gotta reopen it and then you guys can sign the order.
Okay.
All right.
At this point, we'll reopen, that is a continued hearing for 3 Walworth Lane. It's DEP number SE 126-540. And I don't need to read the notice again, but it has to do with a wall that was rotted and disrepair was replaced 1 foot further from the pond with the same construction materials. And that's how it is.
So you just need to sign the order?
Right.
And I'll let her know. Because with the, you know, because when I went out, when they originally were doing that, I went out, remember I said, no, they had all this silt fence up and everything, it was just, it was, you know, it's because the wall was rotted. And they thought, you know, they didn't think they need to file because it was a replacement,
Okay.
but,
Do we have to move that we close the hearing first?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll move that we close the hearing at 3 Walworth Lane.
And I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to close the hearing on 3 Walworth Lane, DEP number SE 126-540. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Pass unanimous. And, any other business?
then we did, now do you also vote to issue the order?
Yes.
Or do you-
Yes.
Okay, so you need to do that, then.
Right, okay.
We do both.
I'll make a motion to issue for the, sorry, wait a minute, is it 3? 3 Walworth Lane.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to issue a after-the-fact
Order of condition.
order of conditions for 3 Walworth Lane. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? That's passed unanimously. Okay.
Passed unanimously, okay.
Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
That's it.
I will make a motion that
To adjourn?
that we adjourn.
I
Terrible.
second that.
So the next hearing will be the 18th, and probably only be that one unless something, maybe COC or something comes in between.
Right, Jim, I made the motion, Jen seconded,
Yep.
that we adjourn.
So, okay. It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody want to stay longer? Okay, we're out.